Thank you for joining me. I'm Alex, and I want to talk about General Motors today. So, what they do is they make cars, and they seem to find themselves in slightly worse position than the last time I covered them, but hopefully that's temporary. Current price is $30.46, which gives them a market cap of $44 billion. The dividend is zero, and the last time I covered them, they had a decent dividend, not a good one, and they had a decent PE, but again, not a great one. Definitely high for a car maker, but overall reasonable. Revenue $137 billion, earnings $6.7 billion, which gives them a PE of 29. And this is okay. First of all, the PE is current, the revenue and earnings is last fiscal year, but obviously revenue going down $10 billion is a bad thing. Earnings going down $1.3 billion, also a bad thing. And that is all pre-COVID, mostly. Fiscal year ended 12/31, and obviously there were already problems with China at that point, but overall kind of problematic. Total assets $228 billion, total liabilities $182 billion, which gives them a total stockholders' equity of $41.8 billion. Obviously, pretty good balance sheet. Obviously, car makers need a lot of production equipment, and they need financing for that. So having a great balance sheet is going to be hard for things like car makers or banks and a lot of other things. So with that said, balance sheet is pretty decent, and obviously the $41 billion will hold them over quite well. Definitely see problems in the future, and the trailing 12 months do not look good. So with all that in mind, there's a few different risk factors here. One is that they were one of the few car makers that actually fairly early create electric vehicles with the Bolt and the Volt. Volt being plug-in hybrid, which was good at the time. Bolt has a pretty good range for an electric car, and kind of sort of competes with the Model 3, but not really, because it's obviously for the same price, definitely not in the same league as a Model 3. So risk factors still being that they can't really compete with Tesla on electric vehicles, and I think that everyone's kind of underestimating how long it's going to take for the switch to electric. I think it's going to be far faster than most people think, and that is going to be a problem for GM and Ford and even Nissan, which were kind of like cutting edge with the Leaf. So that is going to be a problem. If the Cybertruck actually competes in sales with GM's trucks and Ford's trucks, I think that they're in pretty bad shape for the future, and they're definitely going to have to do something at that point. If they can do something quick enough, it shouldn't be that much of a problem, but definitely a risk there, definitely not a small risk. So with that in mind, the forward PE looks pretty amazing, but I'm definitely not buying GM because I don't know where it's going to go in like 5 years, when I think a lot of cars are going to be electric. So for growth investor, obviously the growth is negative, and there's definitely nothing here for you. For a dividend investor, I wouldn't be too surprised if they start paying a dividend again, but I don't think that we should count on that at this point. And if you're a dividend investor, there's currently no dividend, obviously nothing here for you, but counting on there being a dividend in the near future is also going to be a problem. So I would wait at least a couple years and see where the stock is going, where the company is going, where the earnings are going. So right now, I would really recommend against buying it. For a value investor, everything looks pretty decent. But again, with a long-term outlook, I think that I would definitely wait for the earnings at the end of this year and probably the earnings at the end of next year, to see where things are going and if they have a decent long-term strategy. So overall, I don't recommend this stock to anyone at this point, even though forward PE of 7 definitely looks great. That's it for me for today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm coming out with more videos every day before market open. I hope you have a successful day.